Hello. Welcome to Friday. Just plug my phone in. Makey cokey. So Fridays are legs days. So we're going to do a little flow, kind of flow. I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do today, but basically we're just going to stretch and strengthen our legs. So get in your comfortable place. There is going to be no Parker today. She's sleeping and I'm not going to wake up. I'm just going to be very, very grateful. So as always, if you're there, say hello. Okay. So sitting comfortably. It's Friday again. In this weird timeless place that we live in now. So actually, this weekend, so I'm just going to chat a bit because I'm early, but I've come on early because I think it gives you a little bit more warning so you can jump into the chat. We are doing a murder mystery evening via Zoom. There is a package that you can get. My sister's organised it. I'm so excited. I can't even tell you that we get to dress up. It's set in 1920s, so we're all going to get to dress up and have a little cocktail. Yeah, so I will tell you how that goes on Sunday. But I feel like we're going. So they're my plans for the weekend. I feel like I actually have a plan for the weekend, which is very exciting. Hey Sarah. So this is a nice one. We're just going to really stretch out our legs again. I hope you did well. So a few of us just did a little workout, virtual workout. Hence me looking a bit more worky. Okay, Mum, Dan, say hello. Let me know who's there. What time are we on? Bang on time. Amazing. Find your seat. Well, hello, Danica. So we're doing our legs, and we're doing this. Sometimes it's kind of slightly more Pilates or bar. Today is much more yoga. And if we take it into the kind of yoga world, our legs relate to our root chakra, which is kind of our base. It's our fundamentals, it's our grounding, it's at the bottom of the spine, deals with our legs, and kind of, we need all our chakras at the moment. They all are kind of these energy wheels and they relate to different things. But our base, it's like building a house. You can have awesome windows, an amazing, beautiful roof, but if you've got no foundations, then kind of it doesn't work. So it's always good to just come back, ground yourself down, focus, and this kind of translates into some of our legs exercises. So with your eyes closed, breathe in deeply. Trying to breathe all the way down into those legs. And we're just going to try to let go of everything. So our grounding is just trying to strengthen, clear any blockages that we may have of feeling unsteady, unstable, which I'm sure most of us are feeling from time to time at the moment. Just trying to pause, come back to the basics, regroup with anything or anyone that kind of feels like home, that brings you back to yourself. Maybe just taking the time to combine that with some gratitude. Just sending out some grateful vibes to anyone or anything that helps you be more yourself. With your next inhale, let's reach the arms up. Big stretch. Waking that body up. Gently place the arms together. Rest in front of your heart. Bowing your head. Namaste. Welcome each other to our practice. Oh, hi Serena, you watching live. Nice to see you. Okay, so legs. Let's start in our frog pose. So this is, it's a mean one to start with. So just gently opening your legs, just coming to where you're comfortable, trying to get those ankles directly behind your knees. And if you can, resting down. You can stay up. If you are staying up, try to stay on your fingertips or the sole of the hands, but just avoid that kind of knuckle, resting on your knuckles. Or if you can, coming down onto an elbow, or if you have your cushion nearby, just kind of rest down. So we want to get this to a point where it isn't comfortable. This isn't a particularly nice stretch. This is really opening up those hips, which is a good one. So that kind of relates to a different chakra that's slightly further up, our hips. But if we're gonna let's just do any chakras, and that relates a lot to our emotions. So our sacral, our hips kind of can be quite tight, tense with all our different emotions. So let's just release those as well. Keep breathing. Try to not distract yourself from what you're feeling. Try to really investigate, go into that stretch. Where can you feel it? What are you feeling? Is it as bad as you think when you go right up close to it? Keeping the breath steady. See if you can go a little deeper just by pushing your hips back slightly. Good. Gently, if you're down, coming up onto your hands, bring your ankles in and slowly walk those knees in. They're going to feel a little bit sensitive, so just be gentle with them. Tuck your toes under. We're going to push back into a squat position. So we're going to extend our legs from side to side. So if you need to shuffle or you need a little bit of space, just gently shuffle them. But to begin with, in your squat. As always, please, let's just silence those egos right now. So if your ego is saying, oh, I can't get my heels on the floor, or you're further up here in your squat, it doesn't matter. All we're going for is the stretch. So the only distance you have to travel is till you reach the stretch. So wherever yours is, some go further, some don't have to. Pushing your elbows in, try and bring your palms together. And if you can, then try and open up those hips a little more. So again, not worrying, and if you can, try to lengthen your spine. Your body just wants to round down. So you're trying to lift up and push down through those heels. Feels a little bit more unnerving because our centre of gravity is pushing back now. And just breathe in there. Sorry, I'm just going to keep shuffling so you get different angles, but just staying as you are, and then you're going to release your right hand down to the floor and lift up with the left, just opening yourself up. With these, don't worry too much about where your legs are, just feel the opening of your body. With an exhale, bring that hand down and go to the other side, okay? Just opening yourself up. Good, releasing down. Bring both hands down and extending your left leg out to the side. So again, try not to overthink this. Be kind to yourself. Just stretching that leg out when there's already a big stretch. We're trying to get the inside of the leg. So if you can put the sole of the foot on the floor. You can point your toes away. You can bring your heel up. Actually, don't bring your heel up. We want to keep the toes down just so we keep that stretch there rather than transferring to the back of the leg. So this foot can be on the heel. It can be down on the floor. You might be higher up like this. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Hand down. Lengthening. Big stretch. And when you're in these poses, lateral stretches, where we go from side to side, imagine trying to breathe into that side you're stretching. Oh, it makes it feel like you're stretching even further. Transition, hands down, and we're going to shift the weight across to the other side, like some kind of yogi ninja on this Friday morning. So again, just get your base and reaching up. Oh, that's giving me cramp in that position. Okay, stretching up. Good. Big stretch. Release the hands down. And staying with the legs up, we're going to come into a forward stretch. So just bring your toes inwards. So you want your toes kind of in front of the ankles, or just slightly turned in, just prevents us from rolling out too far. And to begin with, just releasing down. So bend your knees as much as you need to. You may or not be able to touch the floor, doesn't matter. Bend your knees. So we're just trying to round the back and take some pressure up. And you'll see that I'm trying to do a square one. My body wants to just push my hips slightly further back to try and balance myself. So what I want to do is trying to bring those hips above the ankles. Sometimes this is really hard to tell unless you've got a reflection of yourself where your hips are. This is all our proprioception. So releasing the head down, shaking from side to side. And then bending your knees as much as you need to be able to place your left hand on the floor. And we're going to reach up with the right arm. Take a breath, take your gaze up if you want to, and with your next exhale, release the hand down and go to the other side. So I'm very aware my head is always up because I'm trying to look and see what I'm doing, how it looks. And you may be trying to look at me, but whenever you don't need to, try to relax that neck. So we're trying to keep it in line with the spine. Good, releasing down. So now we're going to turn the heels inwards. So you're still standing where you are, but instead of the toes coming in, the heels are going to come in. And come into a wide squat position. So just sink down there. Do some goddess breathing. So we inhale, lifting up, really pushing down through your heels, squeezing your thighs together as you come up, big stretch, and exhale back down. So we're trying to create our own resistance, our own tension as we do this. You're exhaling down and inhaling up. Good, one more, inhale up. And exhale down. Good, just pause here, hands on your knees. I want you to lean forwards and we're going to tilt. So we're trying to keep our hips level and we're trying to stack one shoulder on top of the other. Your hands are pushing your knees outwards. So we're still opening up those hips. Spine rotation, inhale into center and exhale to the other side. Good. Back to center, sitting back. We're going to inhale, lengthening the legs and then turning towards the front of your mat, stepping forwards and release down. I'm aware, logistics, you may be at a different angle, so just come into the front of your mat if that didn't bring you to the front of your mat. Okay, so grounding yourself down. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Lengthening the spine, exhale, forward fold. Pausing down here. We're going to come into a hamstring stretch. So bending your knees as much as you need to. We're going to bring the chest onto our thighs. So bending the knees and we breathe. So you've got different grip options. You can cup your hands and bring them under your heels. You can use your peace fingers to hold your big toes. Or you can hold behind the legs. So choosing whichever one you wish. I might go for this one today. But you're keeping your chest on your thighs. Release your head so you're looking between your legs and not to your toes. With inhale, you're trying to lengthen your spine. And with your exhale, you're slowly trying to lift those hips, straighten the legs. But you don't let your chest come away from the thighs. Bring your weight more into your toes. Really kicking those hips up towards the ceiling. If you can, try to get your shoulders away from your ears. And release down. If you want to, just pedal in those legs up. Let's go through a flow. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Stepping, jumping back into your plank. Lower yourself down. Inhaling into your back bend. Good. Push back into a down dog. From here, we're going to step forward with the right leg. So as always, your option, you can stretch that leg up and step forwards, or just bring it forward. It comes to the mat wherever it wishes, and then you just shuffle it into place. We're going to come into a low lunge. So, back toes either tucked under or not. Today, I'm not tucking them under. You want your ankle underneath this knee. Rounding yourself down, maybe give me a little wiggle with your front toes. Trying to keep your hips forwards. Releasing into that stretch. Trying to engage your core muscles so it's not your lower back just overextended. We want the stretch from our hips. And then your options with your arms. So you can lift your opposite arm, so our left arm up, stretch it up. And if you want to, leaning across to the right. So you can feel that really exaggerating that stretch. You can lift both arms up. Or you can keep your arms down in prayer or just resting. So whichever one you want. Or resting on the ground. Just going to hold this one a little longer. Good. And then the option to come into a rotation. So left hand on your left knee, reaching behind you. Good. Coming back to center. Placing both hands down. Tucking your back toes under. And just lifting that back knee off the floor. These are optional. You can just stay in the lunge as we were. So you're stretching, stretching, stretching away. So again, for this one, you can bring the knee down or keep the knee lifted. Left hand on the floor, reaching up with the right arm. Big stretch. Try to really stretch that leg away if the knee's off the floor, reaching up with your fingers. And then bring the hand down to the inside of your foot and rest your knee down. So just walk your right foot out towards the side of the mat. So both hands are on the inside. And then we're going to untuck your back toes, roll out to the outside edge of that foot. So this is our lizard. Yeah, lizard. Lizard pose. So just sinking into that. Again, just stopping wherever you need to. If you don't want to take all these extra options, then don't do them. It's totally fine. From here, if you want to, you can come down to your elbows. But only if you can come down on both equally. If you're kind of a bit skewy, then don't. Or you can always rest on your cushion, on your block. So we're really just trying to open up those hips. You may have noticed we're trying to open up those hips. Good. Gently rolling that foot back in. Placing the hand to the other side so you can walk that foot back. And then we come into our hamstring stretch. So those of you that do this would be familiar with this one by now. So our monkey or our half splits. So we're trying to stretch the muscle that runs down the back of the leg. You're going to square your hips. Try to push your hips backwards away from you. Try to bring your toes towards you, including the little toe, which kind of gets left behind. Engage your thigh muscle, so your kneecaps lifted. You should really feel this stretch. So every inhale, trying to lengthen the spine, and every exhale, just seeing if there's maybe a little tiny more space to go. Whew. Again, this is a bit like the frog. This shouldn't be a particularly comfortable one. You should really be feeling that stretch. And try to work with your breath. Every exhale, just see if there's a little bit more space. If it feels really uncomfortable, take a big breath in and see how it just gently eases. Good. Shifting your weight back forward, tuck the back toes under, hands down. Ooh, that's that stretch back in your down dog. So the option is to stretch that leg up again if you want. From down dog, you can stay here. You can go into a child pose or rolling forward, lowering into your blanket and coming through your vinyasa flow. Inhaling into your back bend. Toes under, pushing back. And then we do the other side, so left leg stretching up. Or just directly coming forwards into your low lunge. So I'm untucking those back toes. Remember, you want your knee above your ankle. Trying to sink the hips down. Press your hands down. You can sit up. You can have both arms up. You can have your right arm up and reaching over. Whatever you want to do today. We're just trying to get rid of all that tension. Stretching out our legs. Even with the best of intentions, we don't always stretch as much as we should before and after any exercise. Just build up that tension just builds and builds and builds. So it's really nice to take the time and just try and release that. Good. Your option, if you want to come into your rotation, so your right arm to the outside of the left leg and reaching behind. Again, if you can, take your drishti, your gaze, towards your thumb of your left hand. Might work your balance a little more. That's what we're here for. Coming back forwards. Hands down. So again, the option, if you want to, tucking the back toes under, lifting that back leg up. Stretch, 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 stretch. And then if you want to, right hand on the floor, lifting it up with the left. So you can bring that knee down or keep the knee lifted. Really try to open up your chest when you're doing this. So kind of externally rotating our shoulders, really open up, lifting up. Trying to keep, my knee wants to sway up to the side, but I'd like you to keep it tracking over the ankle. Stretch the back heel away if your knee's off the floor. Good, and release down. Bring that hand to the inside of that foot. Knee rest down, shuffle the foot to the outside. I'm going to untap my toes. Ooh, I can really feel this one. Rolling onto the outside of your left foot. So the little toes come down, the big foot. The big toes lifted. And again, coming down if you've got space and want to. But only do it if you can keep a nice alignment. Ooh, I'm resting here. And again, try not to distract yourself. What can you feel here? What's being stretched? Is it a nice stretch? Is it a horrible stretch? Keep breathing. And again, if you don't need to be looking around, try to just keep your neck in line with your spine, so gazing down. Good. Gently coming back up. Walking that foot in. Pushing the way back. Just transitioning gently between them. So you're doing quite deep stretches. So it's nice to just, we take our time to go into them, so just try and take your time to come out of them as well. Try and level up your hips, toes towards you, hips behind you, thighs engaged. All systems go. Keep that breath steady, keep that thigh engaged. It's just kind of, it does it for a bit and it's like, yeah, I'm done with that now. Keep it engaged. Breathing, trying to lengthen your spine so we're not just completely collapsing down. And if you're sitting up, you don't need that stretch forwards. You can still get it from here, but just try to send the hips back. Inhale tall, exhale, see if there's any space. Good. Coming forwards, hands down, step back, down dog, and then everyone bring your knees down as wide as the mat, untuck the toes, push back and rest in your tail pose. So this wide leg tail pose is so nice. It's a passive stretch, but we're gently just allowing those hips to open. We're taking the pressure off our lower spine, letting the lower back stretch out. Let's just breathe comfy. So again, if you've got a nice perfume, you've got some essential oil, you put it, mix it with water and just spray it. It's nice just to have as air spray. But if you spray your mat, then when you come down to your mat, oh, it smells really nice. And less like dog. But I mean, it depends what you're going for, obviously. Good. Inhale, coming up into a down dog. Stretching those legs. We're going to step forward with the right leg. We're going to come up into a high lunge. Ba-dum. Grounding yourself down. Lifting the arms up. We're going to hold here for 5. So just finding that space. I've said before, if you're working on your flexibility, you might want to sink low, 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 so you really feel that stretch. If you're trying to work on strength, you want to just lift up so it's not just kind of our bones stacking. We're trying to find where the muscles are really biting to keep us in that place. And then you want to pause there. Okay, for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, and 1. Allow the hands to come down. We're going to swing around to the side and come into our side lunge again. So your right knee's bent, left leg's extended, and we're going to reach over. So we're just gradually working ourselves back down to the mat. Good. Sweeping yourself across. Go to the other side. So left knee's bending, right knee straight, lengthening your right side. Good. If I don't cue breath, please breathe. Hands down, and we're going to transition. So you might have your back to me. We're just going to lift up and do the reverse on the other side. So you're coming into your high lunge, but now your left leg is forwards. So again, finding your balance. Maybe slightly higher, maybe feet slightly wider. You're trying to get your hips facing forwards. Always try and get your core engaged. I say that as a cue all the time, but often I need to hear it all the time. If it's not working, my core is just like, oh, okay, just relax. But really actively have to engage that. Arms up. Hold for 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And 1. Release down. Shuffle back to the long edge of the mat. Come into your pigeon toes and relax forwards. So you're just leaning forwards. Again, if you can see yourself or if you can just feel, try and bring your hips above in line with your ankles so they're not kicking back. Release your head, neck and shoulders. Good. Then gently bringing your heels in. We come up. We're going to do our goddess breath again. So when you're ready, from your wide leg squat, pushing up. Inhale. Exhale. Every time you come down, try to go all the way down to that stretch, pushing yourself up against your own resistance. Exhale down. Inhale up. Good. One more. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. Good. Bring your hands down here. We're just going to step those feet back in and come into our yogi squat. So wide legs, bring your palms together. So again, see if there's any difference from when we first did it to when we're doing it now. If not, but just no judgment, just an awareness. Open up those hips. For anyone that is warm and that wants to, we haven't done much of our upper body, but if you feel confident, you can feel free to try your crow pose now, or your crane. But otherwise, just sitting in your yogi squat, malasana, so garland pose. And to lengthen your spine. Just allow the time for your body to relax into that stretch. For another 3, for 2, 1. Good. I want you just to bring your hands down. We're going to bring our legs together. Just squeeze them together for a moment. Good. We're going to come into cow face just to do as a counter stretch, and then we're going to come into frog. So I'd like your left knee bent, facing forwards. You're going to bring your right leg over the top. So again, we're aiming to have our knees stacked and our feet tucked to our hips. But if this is you, that's you, this is you. Be wherever you need to be. Be wherever you are. Come on, guys. Let's just be here now. So we're just really squeezing those thighs together. And while we're here, let's do some eagle arms. Let's stretch out. So stretching the arms out. Bring your right arm under your left. Cross in so you can hold your shoulders, hold wrists. Eventually trying to bring the palms to palm. Stretching the shoulder blades away and then lifting the arms up, taking your gaze up, squeezing those thighs still. Keep breathing. Okay, and release out. Stretch those arms up. Release the legs, let's go to the other side. So it's really nice to do compressions. It kind of pauses everything from getting access there. So once we release that, loads of new blood, fresh oxygen, fresh nutrients will flood to that side. Okay, so again, get to wherever you are, your sides will be different. Stretching the arms out, and then we're going to bring the left arm under the right, crossing again. Hold your shoulders, but if you're holding shoulders, not just holding, you're actively pulling your shoulder blades apart. Otherwise, palms together, or as close as you can get, and lifting up. Big stretch. Big breath. And release. Good. Unravel yourselves. And then gently, we're coming into frog pose. So just as we began, widening your knees as much as you can. Have your ankles directly behind. Resting down on your hands, on a cushion, on a block, or on your elbows. And allow your head to release. So again, the neck is in line with the spine. Breathe in deeply. Imagine that power you're creating. Imagine you want to be here. You've chosen to be here. You are being tested. How are you going to respond? Hold for another 5. For 4. For 3. Try and go a little deeper. Push the hips back slightly. For 2. And for 1. Gently, gently. Working your way back up. Slowly bring the ankles in. And then little steps, one at a time, bringing those knees back together. Oh, a lovely stretch. Okay, so now resting down. I'm going to seat, but probably if you can lay, I might suggest laying and really stretching out your body, doing any twists or turns that your body wants to do today. And then just resting down. So just taking that time. Always try not to, even myself when I'm in yoga classes, sometimes I'm desperately waiting for this bit and sometimes I feel like, it's enough, I've got to get on with my day and my mind's already left the studio. So just try to stay on your mat. You've just earned this bit. This is what you've been working for, to be still. Just remove those tensions from your body, to allow your mind to focus on something else, to take you out of your life and just allow you to be without doing. Breathe in deeply. Every breath, imagine you're trying to fill your legs with that air. Exhaling fully. On Fridays, we focus on our legs. There's no overriding theme or lesson. So what a wonderful opportunity for you to set the own tone for your day. You will never see this day again. It's the wisest you've ever been, and it's the youngest you'll ever be. What a wonderful combination today is. Breathe in deeply. With your next few breaths, in through the nose, out through the mouth if it feels like a nice release. Maybe you're making that audible, like a sigh. Releasing everything you don't need to take with you. Feel the face relax, your shoulders relax. You don't need any of that tension. It's not serving you. So just leave it here. On the mat, begin to bring movement back into your body. A slow dance of your fingers, your toes, maybe your wrists, your elbows, your arms. Enjoy that movement again. Stretching or curling up. And then making your way onto your right hand side. Pausing for a moment. Appreciating that moment. And with an inhale, pushing yourself up to seated. Soft gaze or eyes closed. And we do our breath together. So on your next inhale, reaching the arms up, lengthening the spine, lengthening the body, gently placing your palms together, lowering them in front of your heart, bowing your head. Thanking yourself for watching, for breathing, for doing the yoga, for just being here and sharing this space. Namaste. Good. Thank you so much, guys. I realised yesterday we've been doing this, I think, 5 weeks now. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I hope you have blooming marvellous Fridays. Which is bizarre because I feel like I don't even know my own name some days, but for some reason, Friday just has a different kind of energy. I don't know why. But I hope you feel that energy and I hope you have lovely days. And if you don't feel that energy and today is not a good day, that's okay too. Just embrace that. We all have to have those days. So we need them. It's teaching you a lesson. It's helping you process whatever needs to be processed. So don't try and shut it away. Don't paper over it. If someone asks, just say, no, it's a bad day, not feeling it. Or just tell them. Be honest and just allow that day its space. Okay. And I'll see you tomorrow. Mwah! Bye.